True strength isn't found in overwhelming power, but in the courage to face dislike, to break free from the shackles of others' judgment, and to truly become someone in control of oneself. Strength doesn't stem from external wealth or status, but from deep-seated resilience and strength. Truly strong people face the reality of potential dislike and don't deliberately cater to others' preferences for approval. Those who blindly pursue the approval of others are self-centered, overly focused on how others perceive them and neglecting to consider the needs of others. Truly strong people embrace their own uniqueness and shortcomings, uphold their inner values, and don't lose themselves in the pursuit of pleasing others. Breaking free from the constraints of others' opinions is also a sign of strength. In our daily lives, we often overly worry about how others perceive us, worrying that our words and actions are inappropriate or that our lifestyles deviate from social expectations. However, excessive concern for others' opinions can gradually lead us to lose ourselves and become self-conscious and uncomfortable. We should emulate those who possess the courage to be disliked. Instead of blindly seeking external approval, we should deeply explore our own values, embrace our flaws, and build healthy and harmonious social circles. Through these steps, we can gradually break free from the constraints of others' opinions and discover our true selves. Being able to be self-directed is a crucial sign of strength. We must learn self-discipline and improve our self-management skills. This includes correctly understanding and evaluating ourselves, engaging in deep self-reflection and self-discipline, and courageously engaging in self-criticism. Only in this way can we effectively manage our emotions, enhance our self-control, and become the masters of our own destiny. Strength is a power that comes from within. It enables us to remain steadfast and confident in the face of life's challenges, unwavering in our resolve. Only when we possess the courage to face dislike, break free from the constraints of others' opinions, and truly become self-directed can we be truly considered strong. In life's journey, we are bound to encounter ridicule and slander from others. However, those with inner strength are able to tolerate these harsh voices. When faced with verbal abuse on the show, Fong Tang responded nonchalantly, "These comments have nothing to do with me. That's their problem." This nonchalant attitude wasn't arrogance or disrespect, but rather a reflection of inner resolve. He knew his own worth wasn't determined by the opinions of others, and thus was able to face negative external voices with equanimity. In life, we inevitably experience the fickleness of the world. When Meng Changjun was in power, he was adored by the masses. When he lost, he was despised. However, with the counsel of Tan Shizhi, Meng Changjun understood the true nature of human nature and let go of his hatred. He understood that people tend to associate with the wealthy and distance themselves from the poor and humble. This is simply human nature. Just like a market, bustling in the morning and deserted in the evening. It's not because people prefer the morning and dislike the evening, but because they have what they need in the morning and not in the evening. Meng Changjun's open-mindedness made him a truly strong man. In life, we are bound to encounter malicious slander from villains. When Fan Zhu was young, his brilliant talent incurred the envy of Wei Qi, the prime minister of the state of Wei, and he suffered brutal torture. Yet, he endured the humiliation silently, bearing it with all his might. Ultimately, he escaped and journeyed to the state of Qin, where he became prime minister. Fan Zhu's story teaches us that in the face of adversity, forbearance is not only a wise move but also a powerful force. The key to embarking on the journey to strength lies in cultivating our inner selves. In this complex and ever-changing society, misunderstandings, prejudices, and negative judgments from the outside world are like invisible shackles, constantly trying to restrain us. But we must never allow these to become stumbling blocks that hinder our progress. Learning to be indifferent to misunderstandings is an essential step towards strength. As in the examples above, no matter how carefully we express our thoughts, there will always be those who misinterpret our words and actions. However, we must never allow this to lead us into an abyss of self-doubt and pain. We must firmly believe in our own values and judgment, and not be easily swayed by others' misunderstandings. When faced with stereotype, we must muster the courage to break them. Stereotypes often stem from ignorance and narrow-mindedness, and we must not let them constrain us and limit our development. We can mitigate the influence of stereotypes by broadening our horizons through extensive knowledge and discussions with people from different fields and background. At the same time, we must learn to accept this imperfect world and understand that everyone has their own unique perspectives and views. We cannot force others to change, but we can adjust our own mindset and face things with a more open mind.